TC, Spiritual Shepherd. Welcome back, guys. Today we are going to be getting into why we fast and why we observe Shabbat, the Sabbath, okay? Saturday, Saturn's Day. Whoa, bet you didn't look at it like that. Okay, I want you guys to also think of the total moon cycle. I'm talking about the full 12 months. Okay, so you know how there's like multiple lunar eclipses, there's multiple solar eclipses, there's multiple full moons, there's multiple new moons, there's multiple, all of those types of things. Okay, well, that is one whole thing that is going. So it's like from new moon to full moon, that's a whole year. New moon to full moon, that's a whole year. New moon to full moon, that's a whole year. Okay, so in this aspect, let's get into this. This is a very divine way of really getting this. So Shabbat, you guys probably have heard Shabbat Shalom or Shabbat Shalom. So Shabbat means Sabbath. It also means Saturday. Saturn represents lead. Okay, we're going to talk alchemy. We're going to talk magic because that's really what it is. Remember, the three magi came to observe Mother Mary. The Virgin Mother Mary came to see Christ. Okay, came to see Yeshua before he was Christed. Just so you know, before he was Christed, he wasn't Yeshua Christ when he was born. Okay, he was Yeshua of Bethlehem. Just so you guys know. But ultimately, when we fast and why we observe Shabbat, okay? So that means that every Saturday you are supposed to fast. Okay? Not only that, but that puts you ahead. So I wish people kind of thought how I thought, but it's all good. Sometimes, you can't always get it all. But the whole thing is like when you fast every day, think about that you fasted for 52 days. Because you fasted for 52 days. So if you fasted once every Saturday, you fasted for 52 days. Now take 52 and divide it by 366 or 369 because that's ultimately what it is, or 360. You could even take it that way. But okay, so then you'll get a decimal, okay? But then also add the time when the sun is in your moon sign. So 3 days times 12, so another 36 days. So 52 plus 36. 52 plus 36. 87. 52 plus 36. No, 88. So 88. 52 plus 36. Yeah, I did that right. Okay. So 88. I fast all the time. I love it. So imagine 88 days of 360 days. Imagine 88 days of 360 days. Okay, so now you can even add a couple of other days in there or intermittent fasting. So see, you intermittent fast every day. Plus you fast 24 hours on Shabbat, and then during the sacred secretion, during the Christ oil, during the raising of the chrism, which is happening once every month, okay, during that period, you fast for 3 days while the moon is in your sun sign, okay, so the moon is entering in for a 2.5 day period. You can find this on moon ingress, okay. Now, you could figure this out when the moon enters your sun sign. And during this period of time is the time that you fast. And this is when the sacred secretion, the chrism oil, is rising up into to be crucified. Where is Christ crucified? What does crucifixion mean? Crucifixion means to amplify 1,000-fold. Okay, crux means as in cross. But ultimately, where was he crucified? The place of Golgotha, the place of the skull. Skull. It's not outside of you. It's not a mountain. Where is the mountain that he was preaching from? Okay, in Matthew 5, the mountain, right here. He was preaching from the mountain. Okay, the Most High is right here. The crown's right here, y'all. The crown is right here, y'all. Okay, and then a man of all nations, a man of many nations. You have a multitude of nations. You have a multitude of systems, okay? But up here, this one governs all the other systems. This is the high of the Most High. Check out Solomon's Temple. Check out Solomon's Temple on Pinterest. Solomon's Temple on Pinterest, okay? And it'll pop up. Keep searching for it. Now, ultimately, guys, think of, like I said, the new moon to the full moon. The new moon to the full moon, okay? So, on Shabbat, okay? There's also a time, which is winter, known as Christmas. Well, what you guys call Christmas. But it's actually what? Saturnalia. That word again, Saturnalia. What does Saturn represent? I don't even like to say his name. But S-A-T-A-N. Okay? So that's what it represents. And it represents lead. In alchemical magic, Okay, being a master of magic, being somebody who's a master of magic, is somebody who understands alchemical. What is al? That is as in all, as in pineal gland, the pineal gland. The pine cone is the first flower that is emitted. Okay, it's the first thing before flowers existed, was the pine cone. The pine cone is also, you could see this on the Vatican stuff. You could see this everywhere. Just start Googling pine cone. Pine cone. Pine cone in the pineal gland. The pineal gland. The pine cone. Okay? And think of what a cone is. It's voluminous. A cone is a volume, right? So you remember a cone in school. A cone, that's exactly what the consciousness scale looks like. Alpha to omega. Okay? And so you can also see this type of connection. It's a funnel. It's a funnel. So in this cultivation, I want you to really see it this way. That in Saturnalia, that is also the time of actual fasting. As the time of actual fasting, you're not supposed to eat a bunch. You're supposed to fast a lot more. Okay? It is not necessarily the time, or it also might be that you can eat during those times, but that is generally the period where you're not harvesting. You are fasting. The harvest is fasting. Okay? But it's not a time where we are to cultivate the way that we do. Okay? Saturnalia is represented, there's a lot of things like orgies and a multitude of things like babies and stuff, like weird rituals. I don't even study it. I just know a little bit about it because I don't want to know anything about it. But ultimately, there's a lot still that I know. Okay, so Saturnalia is really what, and you have to see that Christmas is the actual representation of what Baal, praising Baal, Baal. Okay, so summer is Leo in astrological aspects. Okay, Leo is representative of the sun. The sun is the son of God. The son of God, what is bigger than the sun? The grand central sun. The sun is going around the grand central sun, meaning the grand central sun is a different dimensional sun, meaning that it created you. That sun created you because it is more conscious than our sun. Okay, our sun is a consciousness. Our planet is conscious. You are conscious. Your representation, you are a seed. You are a plant. You are a tree. He or she is like a tree, just like the earth. We're interconnected. We're just walking conscious trees. There's definitely an intercorrelation with this, y'all. Definitely an intercorrelation with this. Okay, and so Saturday is represented as Saturn's day, lead. Okay, in magic, you would turn lead to gold. Okay, what is gold? Sun. Just like I just said, guys, sun. Sun is represented as Christ, as chi, as energy, as soul. Solar, as in soul. Okay? I just can keep proving my point over and over and over again. This cultivation is the esoteric aspect, and then obviously your body is interconnected with those types of the 7 alchemical metals is connected to the 7 seals of revelation, the 7 chakras, all this type of stuff. Okay, it's connected with all of it. And this is really what people don't understand is when you fast on Saturday, you are fasting because what do people participate on Saturdays? They're gluttonous, they're drunkards, they're alcoholics, they're promiscuous, they're obnoxious, they are quick to speak, not quick to think or listen. You know, they speak before they think. A lot of possessions happen on those days because what do you think spirits is? What do you think alcoholic spirits is? All this type of stuff, and drinking to black out. What is that? Blacking out your spirit. All this type of stuff. There's so many things. And it's the same thing in Saturnalia. That's exactly what that is. It's the time of darkness. It's the darkest time of the year. Okay, what is summer? The brightest time of the year, the longest day of the year. What does the day represent? The light. What does the light represent? Christ. What does the light represent? The sun of God. See, and then you can see the actual esoteric aspect of this astrologically, astrotheologically, meaning that the God amongst the stars is shouting himself amongst the stars, which is biblical, as well as you can see this in a multitude of things based in magic, which is it's the three magi that came to see Christ. It's the three. They were not just three kings. They were three magicians. They were three magi. They studied astronomy. They studied the stars. They followed what? The star in the sky. And you can see the intercorrelation between all of this. You could see and we're obviously going to get deeper and deeper and deeper into this. But the aspect of Saturday and why you fast on Saturn's days is because you are fasting from Satan. You are fasting from demonic realms. You are fasting from the devil. And then what is that? What do you do when you fast? You rid yourself of parasites, of demons, of possessions, of cords, of all this type of stuff. And then what do? You put on a new self. You put on a new mind. I can guarantee you if you fast for 5 days, a water fast for 5 days, you will guaranteed be more connected to spirit, more connected to God, more connected to light, more connected to love. And you'll be more interconnected just by fasting. Okay, I'm not saying that you have to fast your whole thing. But if you fast for every Saturday and then you fast every time that the moon is in your sun sign, you are going to fast for 88 days a year. And that is a very powerful time. Okay? And if you include other things such as like fasting with, I'm not saying the time of actual Ramadan, but of your stars. So I was born in October, so I would actually start it based on that new moon where I would fast for that whole month. See what I'm saying? And you would collect light that way. You could do a multitude of things. You can get definitely in synchronization with it. Okay, there's so many powerful things that are intercorrelated that are spoken of this, and we need to start thinking in terms of community, communications and unity, rather than in separation. We need to start seeing the triunity as the triune brain, as the mammalian brain, the reptilian brain, and the prefrontal cortex. And as you start to see the reptilian brain, the mammalian brain, and the prefrontal cortex as the triune, the triunity, it's the different expressions of mental, emotional, and survival. Mental, emotional, survival, focus, emotional brain, the emotional cortex, and then survival brain, food, eating, sleep, and all that, okay? So that's survival. And then when you intercede and when you actually really see that, the triune brain, the triunity brain is all the same thing as the triunity, the triunity, the trinity, okay? The triunity is 3 in 1, 3 in oneness, 3 in unison. It's the same cultivation, but a lot of times we don't comprehend and understand that laminin is the cell adhesive module that looks exactly like the caduceus. It looks exactly like the Kabbalah. It looks exactly like the Ankh. It looks exactly like DNA. It looks exactly like the caduceus. It looks exactly like this. And laminin is what? The thing that holds everything together. That's in Colossians 1. Laminin, the cell adhesive module which holds all things together. Okay? He before all holds all things together. It's the same type of cultivation. This is all interconnected with the meridians, with the sacred geometrical points, the sacred geometry, the cultivation of all this type of stuff. So eat clean, love yourself, move agile, love yourself, speak truth, love yourself, act kind, love yourself. This is ultimately the why we fast on Shabbat, why we care for Shabbat, why we observe Shabbat. And you're not supposed to cook, you're not supposed to eat, you're not supposed to watch. Why don't you cook? Because you don't eat. Why don't you go out or work? Because you don't need to do work on that day. It's a time of observation, inner observation of yourself, observing your ego, eradicating your ego, eradicating those negative aspects of yourself, and then seeing the light within you and building that light within you. Peace, much love. Namaste. Talk to you guys soon. See you guys in the next one.